Mike Robertson again, creator of Storytime Salsa. The premise of the salsa is the name, Storytime Salsa. So I'm saving a lot of stories. Believe me, I have plenty. I can never run out. I'm saving my stories to go onto the sides of my jars for snippets, which will then be on the website in its full form, and then all those stories will be archived there. But I figured I might as well tell you one more story. Since we were talking about tomatoes, this one kind of has a roundabout tomato in it. So back in 1991, when the Soviets broke away from the Soviet Union, my company was the first company to land in Russia after the break. So we were flying into Siberia, and we were going as a commercial flight, but we were on our way to pick up an air ambulance patient. This made our routing significantly shorter, cheaper fuel, and we were able to now see a part of the world that had not been open to us earlier. So we landed there in the middle of a snowstorm, got to the ramp, and unbeknownst to me, they had no de-icing trucks. But what showed up was a truck full of little grandmothers who all jumped up onto the wing of the airplane with their brushes and their snowshoes and their pails, and they brushed all the snow off of the wings. We wanted a quick turn, so we ran inside. We were going to try and buy something. Nothing. There was nothing on the shelves. So I did notice behind the desk one bottle of what appeared to be ketchup. So I bartered 2 or 3 packs of Marlboro Reds for a bottle of ketchup. When I saw that bottle of ketchup, it was full of bubbles. Looked like something like this, but there's no telling how long it had been there. I took it, threw it in our bags, and went on our way. We got back to our home base. I gave it to the night dispatcher who worked from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. every night. He put it up on the shelf behind his head. We flew and flew and flew, and 6 months later, one night, we were landing at 2 o'clock in the morning. His name was Bernard. We called Bernard on the radio, and he said, "Oh, you guys have got to come in the office as soon as you land." Well, I had no idea what he was talking about. So we landed, we pulled up, we walked into the office, and there was what appeared to be blood all over the walls, on the chair, and down on the seat where Bernard sat. Now, Bernard was known to sleep a little bit at night. So anyhow, we walked in the door, and he was as stoic as he could be, and then he busted out laughing. And I said, "Bernard, what happened?" And he said, "I was sitting here in my chair, I had my feet up on the desk, and all of a sudden, there was this pop, and I thought somebody had given me a drive-by shooting, shot the window out." And he says, "The next thing I know, there's glass everywhere and blood everywhere, and I jumped up to see where I'd been hit, and then it turned out to be that bottle of ketchup that had been sitting there for 6 months, no telling how long it had been sitting on that shelf over there in Siberia, and that thing had finally just bubbled up and blew up. And old Bernard thought he'd been shot." I'll tell you another story another time.